Hey guys, so I was just about to get ready. I'm going into the city today with my husband, so I thought I would do a chit chat, get ready with me. I've seen so many videos online recently. I don't think they're new videos, but they've just been popping up on my feed and I love watching them. They're crazy client story times. So I figured I would share some of my crazy client story times. I do have a few stories. If you like this story, let me know if you want to hear more, because now that I'm thinking about it, like I'm thinking, which one should I tell you? Because there's so many crazy stories that happen. So many crazy clients. Oh my God. So let me hurry up and get ready though. I'll just start at the beginning, I guess. This is just the first thing that popped, the first crazy client that pops into my mind. So I'm just gonna go with this story because this to me was so crazy. It was so shocking that I'm pretty sure you guys are not gonna believe it either. So at my husband's studio, he has a tattoo studio, and then I would take clients, and I had like a room in the back where I had like my makeup studio. So I would do my clients in that room in the back. So one day I had a new client. I had never met her before. She booked me online, and so I never had met her. She said that she was coming in for just like a kind of like night out makeup, and I'm waiting for her to come in, and then her time came, her appointment time came. She showed up. She was such a nice woman. And so we talked for a few minutes. She said she just wanted, a lot of times I ask people to show me pictures of the looks they like, so she was showing me pictures of the different looks that she liked, which was pretty much just like a bronzy glam, nothing too, no cut crease or anything like that, just like a bronze glowy glam look. So we go into, after talking for a few minutes, and just getting to know each other. Again, like I said, she was such a sweetie. She was so nice. We went into the back to my makeup studio. So I'm doing her makeup and everything's going great. She was just telling me she was just, wanting to get glam just for a night out with her boyfriend. She was telling me how she hoped that he was going to propose to her. She was just like such a nice girl, just telling me all about her life. And so this is going on for like 10 minutes. I was basically just like prepping her, doing like I'm doing now, her brows, none of the like intricate stuff. And all of a sudden I heard this loud bang, and I was like, what is that? Because normally like I would never hear loud noises like that. It's not like common. So it was a huge loud bang, and then I heard like people shouting. And I was like, what in the world is going on? So I actually got really scared, and I was like, I don't want to go out there. I got really scared. And then all of a sudden, and so, even her, she was like, we were just like kind of in shock. So we were like, what's going on? But we were just like in shock. And then all of a sudden she goes, oh my God, that's my boyfriend. And I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, that's my boyfriend. What's going on? She was like, something's happening outside. So I was like, really? And then so we open the door and we go, like there was like a little kind of hallway and then into his studio, and I see her boyfriend screaming at my husband and at the other artist, the tattoo artist in the studio. And he's going, I want to get to her, let me get to her, let me get to her. And so they were like, no, we don't want you, they were saying no, no, no. And he was screaming, let me get in there, let me get in there. He goes, I don't. And then he saw her, when he saw us come into the room, he goes, what are you doing? I don't want you wearing makeup. I don't want you wearing, what are you doing? And he was screaming about how he didn't want her wearing makeup. But the thing is though, guys, he was like, you could tell right away he was so drunk. And because he was kind of like slurring, and he was kind of like falling over, and he was so big, guys. He was like 6'5". It was like, he was huge. And my husband's like not that big, but he's like 5'10", 5'11". But this guy was just like ginormous. He looked like a wrestler. He looked like Hulk Hogan. So I was like, oh my God. So then he sees us, and she's like, babe, stop. She's like, babe, come on, calm down. And he's like, what are you doing? And he was just like screaming and yelling. And he was like, take this off, take this makeup off. He was like, you look like a H-O-R, W-H-O-R-E. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. So he was screaming and screaming. She was like, no, babe. And then he was like, who did this to her? Because he was so drunk, guys. And I was like, and then he saw me. I think, you know, I was like, I was trying to get him, I was trying to be like, don't, just calm down, it's no big deal. He goes, and then he goes like this to me. He goes, you, he called me, he goes, he looks at me, he goes, you did this. He goes, you bitch. And he cursed at me. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe it. And he started screaming at me. He was like, you know, he was kept saying it. He was like, you bitch, you bitch. Because he was like so out of it, guys. He was so, I don't know what he was on. And he looked like he was drunk, but it could have been God knows what. Some kind of crazy drugs, who knows. So, I was just like, oh my God, I was so scared. I actually was like in shock. I was terrified when he started cursing at me. I was just like even more terrified. I was like, oh hell no. I was terrified. So then the guy that worked for my husband, he got really mad at my husband. They got really mad because he started cursing at me. And they go, you know, get out of the store, because they saw that he was, you know, he was starting to get really, you know, kind of like violent, you know, just cursing at me. And they go, get out, you know, get out the store, forget it, you know, leave. And he was like, no, I'm not effing leaving. He didn't want to leave. So then I don't know how this happened, but I think like one of the guys in the store was like, you're gonna leave. And this guy's also a Marine, so he was telling him, you're gonna leave, come on guys, you gotta leave. This isn't working out. So the guy went and swung at the guy, the artist that's a Marine. Damn, it was so crazy, guys. So he swung at him, and then my husband kind of like jumped in to like help him and break it up and do stuff, whatever, trying to get him off the other guy, the Marine. And then there was like a display case like that separated the store like from the front from the back, so the customers would wait in the front, and then there's the back, the studio. And so there was like this glass display, and so the guy had been in front of the display. He was trying to get into the back, he was trying to get, and the guy the Marine, Paul, he was like kind of putting his hand, he was trying to keep him from going in the back where I was standing, because the guy was like trying to kind of like, he was acting like he wanted to do something to me, like, because he was cursing at me, pointing at me. He was trying to like inch his way for some reason towards me. It was crazy, guys, because he was crazy. He was drunk, he was crazy. So now the guy is putting his hands on Paul, and my husband was trying to keep him from coming in the back, and he was trying to come in the back, so to get closer to me. So anyway, so they're physically getting in closer and closer, and Paul is pushing him back and like trying to keep him off, and my husband. And then all of a sudden, and he like fell into the display case, and the display case went flying like onto the floor. And then the guy started just going crazy, and he was just like going crazy punching. So they were on top of him trying to hold him down. My husband and Paul the Marine, he's also a tattooist, but he's a Marine tattooist, were holding him down. It was trying to control him, trying to get him out. Just at this time I had called 911. I was like, we're gonna need the police here, this is crazy. So then thankfully I called the police while this is going on. I was screaming, I was like, oh my God, it was horrible, guys. So it was so scary, and you would never think that this would ever happen. This never happened before. I mean, it's not like it happened ever. People just don't, this just never happened. Then the police came, thank God. And by the time the police came, you know, they had him on the floor, they had him restrained, and you know, they took him away. So that was the good news. I'll never forget that though, guys, when he went flying into the display case, because he was like trying to get over the display case, and he like jumped, like the whole thing just went flying, and it was just so crazy. I just really cannot believe it. To this day, I never forgot that. I was like, that is hands down one of the craziest things I have ever seen in my life. And why he was so mad at me, I have no idea, guys. First of all, by the time that he had come, she didn't even have any makeup on, so it's not like I had transformed her and she looked, you know, really different, and he didn't like that. She was looking exactly the same, you know, pretty much. I just did like priming and her brows. I didn't really do, anyway, it's not the point. I didn't do it. You know, when somebody attacks you, you know, we didn't do anything to, there's no reason. I didn't do anything. Even if I had did her glam like a looking, you know, whatever, he still had no right to attack me, call me a bitch. Oh my god. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to share that story. But you see how long it takes me to do my brows. This is how long it takes me to do my brows every day. So let me hurry up and get to work on the rest of my look. I'm gonna I don't know if you guys want to stick around for that. So thanks guys so much again for coming and hanging out with me today and hearing all about my crazy client story times. Let me know if you want to hear about more crazy client story times. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.